Did you know that in 2020, the average cost for a dog bite was $50,245 per claim? Some of those range anywhere from $800 up to several $100,000. There's a total of $800 million in claims in the previous years for dog bites. So let's talk about the 10 most expensive dog breeds to have on your home insurance. And what are your options for insuring them, or what companies are going to lean towards where you don't have to claim them? So starting with the 10 and the easiest to insure, although it's still difficult, is the Mastiff. He accounts for 29% of those dogs are banned from insurance companies. So if you own a Mastiff, you may want to check with your insurance to find out if you're even covered. Coming in at the number 9 spot is the Husky. I don't quite get the Husky one because those are pretty good dogs, but they are 38% banned from different insurance companies. That's followed by the German Shepherd, which is 45% banning level. And then we jump way up to 79% when you have an Akita dog. And moving up the line at 86%, we have a Canary dog, which is called a Presa Canario. I've honestly never even heard of it. So that's apparently a vicious breed, as most insurance companies seem to think. Let me know in the comments below if you have that type of dog and what your thoughts are on what kind of damage that they can do. Not so much the lovability of them, because it's, it's my baby, it's my pet. I have one as well, a tiny little Bichon, but she's part of the family, right? She's one of us, and if she bit somebody, I would never believe it. Well, the question is, what if she has to defend herself, and if she does have to bite somebody? If that happens, what kind of damage do you think that these types of dogs can cause? Don't forget to check out our new channel sponsor in the description below, Cover. Cover Insurance is a hassle-free app where you can shop over 30 companies in less than 5 minutes. What are you waiting for? Make sure you're covered. At 93%, most companies will ban the wolf hybrid dog. Those are wolves. They're kind of a mix between the wolf and your standard dog, so I can see that part where that would become one that they're not looking to insure. The Chow Chow is also at 95%, and then the Rottweiler coming in number 3 is 100% banned in certain companies. Now, when we say 100%, there are some companies like State Farm and I believe Safeco Insurance, and there's a few other ones like AAA, I don't believe even cares. One of those does care, I'm not 100% sure, so we'll put those in the comments below if you've had issues with any of them. But there are multiple companies out there that don't ask what type of breed you have. They don't have a problem with it. If you have either the Rottweiler or the second most common, which is the pitbull, also 100%, or the number 1 spot we'll get to in just a moment, if you have any of these dogs, there are some companies that allow you to exclude them from your policy. So you don't necessarily have to have them insured, even though they're not part of the list of animals that they'll insure. The number 1 spot is you probably guessed it, is the Doberman Pinscher. That dog is a vicious, and no, they're great dogs. It's just they were more bred to be fighters. And although you may have bred them to be the cuddle puppy and next to me in the bed, there are some people out there that have done the opposite with them. The trouble is when those claims come into an insurance company, they analyze the number of dogs that they have of that breed, and sure, 80-90% of them are good, and whatever the percentage that they've chosen are great. It's not so much the breed that they're looking at. It's the breed's damage, like we just talked about. How much damage when that dog has to fight back or does fight back, what's going to happen? Are we going to go above that $50,000 average claim for a dog history? Now, this article goes on to compare this to being unfair and unjust, which I believe a lot of people agree with, where they say that's no different than saying a different race is allowed or the owner is allowed. And I think that's a little bit to the extreme, in my opinion, just because there is data that backs up like what the risks are. And I don't necessarily lean towards the insurance company because, in all honesty, I'm more of the let's take the risk, and if you have a dog, you have a dog. If you don't, you don't. Maybe you pay a small premium for it or not. I'd be curious to know what you guys think, whether that should be something that's optional, and is there a cost that should happen to that? Knowing that the average claim is $50,000, should you have a $50 or a $75 a year charge for something like that? If you're the one without the dog and you're in that pool or group of people and you're paying more or less depending on what type of risk is in your area, lowering that risk by having the right coverage or the right cost would lower your cost as well. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that these dog breeds should be banned, or do you think that there should be a surcharge for them? Or kind of my non-professional opinion in this professional world is, let's just have the dogs. Just, if it happens, it happens. If there's a charge, there's a charge. If you have a major incident, then maybe we just offer to exclude them. I think most owners will take that risk on themselves and say that's perfectly fine. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.